Hit the bell.
All right, we are going to talk about a loaded, I thought, Winter Is Coming today.
It was jam-packed, my friend. Jam-packed.
It was. Now, before we dive into that, though, I want to clean up a couple of things from last week.
Oh, okay.
Because I want it on the record that I'm a big enough person to admit when I'm wrong.
What?
And boy, did I biff the Darby thing last week.
Yeah, well, we both did. Well, to be fair, that's kind of how they were presenting it, to be fair.
Is. Yeah. I was absolutely convinced it was some sort of weird work.
Yep.
And then it's like, nope, Jack Perry's stepping in, so biffed that one.
That's all right.
Also, boy, a lot can change. So last week, if you listen to last week's episode, you might have been like, wait a minute, why are they acting like Darby's thing was work and talking about like, oh, maybe Netflix is going to buy Warner Brothers? Because by the time we got everything up, because there was a technical issue as well that we had no control over. By the time we got it all up, that stuff had all been announced. And I was like, cool.
Yeah, well,
cool.
You know, hey, that's how technology and time works, my friend. That is just, we are victims of the planet. That's all.
That's true. So if you want to talk real quick about the Netflix, Paramount, Warner Brothers drama, just because you and I think have a little bit of unique insight, having spent many, many decades in the broadcast industry. We've been through some of these types of things.
All we can really say right now is we don't even know if it's actually going to go through.
Yeah. One of them is going to. I will tell you that right now. Either the Paramount hostile takeover will go through or Netflix is going to get a hold of it. I'm slightly inclined at this point to say Paramount's going to get it, which I don't think is... and there's a lot of different reasons for that, but that we don't need to go into here because, frankly, I think it's too inside baseball and would be boring.
Gotcha.
But
yep.
Right now, they have, in my mind, like a slight edge over Netflix to me right now.
Okay.
But, you know, who knows? But one of the two of them is going to get it. What I will say, because a lot of what I've read is like, oh, what does this mean for AEW? Well, here's what I'll say. Probably nothing.
Correct. Yeah.
They have a contract, as Tony Khan pointed out, with HBO Max for the streaming stuff. That's not going anywhere. And I don't think that either company is going to buy Warner Brothers Discovery with the intention of not putting stuff on HBO Max.
Correct. Yes.
So there's that. I don't think if Netflix gets a hold of it, I don't think it's going to matter one little bit for AEW. The only thing that could be interesting if Netflix gets it is my understanding is they are not buying the networks. So they're not buying
Correct.
TBS, TNT, CNN, True TV, Discovery, etc.
What I have read as well is that they're going to spin those. We're going to spin TBS and TNT off before the merger happens.
Yeah, and you're going to see more of this, by the way. NBC Universal is working on doing the same thing, where like Peacock and the Universal Studio are going to be one thing, and then the NBC stuff's going to be a whole other thing. And the inside baseball of that is people view the streaming services and the actual studios that produce stuff as being valuable, and they don't view the TV networks as valuable, which kind of makes sense.
Yeah, yeah, I get it.
Streaming has kind of wrecked all that.
Yeah.
I mean, it has.
It has. That was me saying, yeah, sure has.
So anyway, I don't think anything is going to change. I will say the one really fun, wild speculation thing that I enjoy, and let's be honest, wrestling fans, we are nothing if not wildly speculators.
Yes,
wild speculators.
We fantasy book everything, my friend.
We do. I don't think this would happen, but if Netflix did get a hold of Warner Brothers Discovery and got a hold of the AEW, at least partially the AEW rights in that situation, but let's just fantasy book it and just play around and say they somehow got all of it, of the AEW broadcast rights.
Why not? Yeah.
It won't happen.
No.
But my God, it could be fun if that opened the most forbidden of doors. Since they've got Raw and outside of the U.S., they have WWE's library.
Man, yep. That could be, so weird.
I have spent a stupid amount of time fantasy booking that in my head, even though I know it's not going to happen.
That's going to have to be its own We'll have to put that behind a paywall, that episode. Because
I'm totally down with that. Nobody will pay for it, but I'm totally down with it.
But we can do it. We can totally do it.
It's I've spent too much time trying to book that in my head, and that's why it won't happen, is because I don't. Triple H is not going to give an inch. Tony Khan's not going to give an inch.
No.
And that's why it won't happen.
No, it is. No, that's not happening. But never stopped us from doing it before.
Oh, no. It's fun to think about. Fun to
play
around with.
Yeah, it is.
So with that, winter, well, where we live, winter is here.
Damn right.
God,
Woof.
We had something called squalls today. I've never heard of that before.
DJ Squalls is one of my faves. Are you kidding me?
Oh, well, there's that. Okay, so we come right out of the gate with the women's tag team championship match.
Woo.
Your thoughts on that, sir?
Solid opener. Really, really good. They did a really good job of presenting both teams as strong, but you could tell they were really pimping out the whole underdog for the Babes of Wrath. That whole storyline, they were really focusing on that. And honestly, there were so many 1-2 ooh moments with Babes of Wrath almost getting the pinfall. I didn't think they were going to pull it off. They gave us so many near falls for them that I thought this is going to be heartbreaking for them, because they were pushing and pushing and pushing, and then they're going to go ahead and Tony Storm and the Timeless Love Bombs are going to take it. Didn't happen. Solid win, and it seemed to go over really well. I was pleasantly surprised and very happy for the outcome. I really liked it.
I was too. I actually wrote "wow" in all caps when they won. I thought this was a really good match. I really liked the juxtaposition of Mina and Harley Cameron starting off, and I don't want to say being goofy, but there were some comedy spots.
Oh yeah,
right.
Yeah.
And then you get the tags to Willow and Tony, and now it's serious, and now we're throwing hands. I thought that was really good. Look, I'm not going to sit here and tell you this was the greatest match I ever watched, but what I will tell you is it's one of the most fun I've ever seen. Super
entertaining, and it did the job it was supposed to do. It started the show with a bang, gave us a big surprise, gave us the first ever AEW Women's Tag Team Champions. I think with either way, you get a crowd favorite, you get a fan favorite, but you were right. You've said it before that Babes of Wrath, they are on such a high streak and they are so fun. I don't know how long they're going to be able to hold on to those belts, as is seen by what we kind of predicted early on was going to happen with whoever won. And that happened not too long into the show, well, about halfway in. But yeah, I was really, really happy. And poor Harley got bloodied near the end. I think that, was it the back fist? I think the back fist really clocked her one.
I think so. Yeah, I think that's where it happened. I'm not sure. But yeah, there were a couple times in there where Harley, I was like, that's not selling.
Yes.
That hurt. There were some things that hurt, and she wasn't selling.
No.
But overall, really fun match.
Yep.
I'm very happy with the outcome, and here we go. Then after that, we get a Joe promo. Here's the only thing I wrote down about this.
Okay.
Wrestling will be lesser when he retires.
Absolutely.
His promos are just, mwah, as the kids say, chef's kiss.
You know what I thought when he got done? I thought, he's doing a better John Moxley than John Moxley.
Yes.
Because
he absolutely is.
Because he's like, I can't remember the quote, but it's basically, I will show you what wrestling is all about. And I'm like, that's what Moxley's been claiming he's been trying to do. And you've been so confused on the journey, but you know where Joe's coming from. And it was so good. It was quick. It was to the point, and it all made sense. And it was just so good. So good.
Yeah, it was great. And when we talked about the finish at Full Gear at our first episode, somebody had commented on, I don't remember, YouTube, so TikTok, whatever, about like kind of what you and I talked about of, I think Joe is getting this title run because there's not a lot of time left. He's right. Even said that. He's probably going to hang it up relatively soon. Mm-hmm. I will be sad when he does.
Yeah, 100%, yeah.
I will be very sad. So speaking of Mox, then we go into the Mox / Daniel Garcia promo. And I think everything you said there is exactly correct. Of this is the stuff that Mox should be saying. And here's what I wrote. It was okay and less cryptic than usual.
Yep.
But in there, he's like, I don't even know what the line was, but I wrote down, but who isn't working? Like, I think he said something about like, oh, you're not working hard. Who? Tell me who.
Exactly.
Name names.
Exactly. Who are you talking about?
Because you know what? I know who Joe was talking about.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've never known who John Moxley is talking about.
And I have to say, I thought the Danny Garcia part was the better part of that dual promo.
I do too. That's what I wrote down too, is I thought he was good at the end, and I thought he brought it home.
Yeah, he brought actual emotion and fire, and it made me feel bad again for Wheeler Yuta, because Yuta was the first guy to come in and kind of step into that role with them when it was Blackpool Combat Club and now Death Riders. But Garcia has taken that role and stepped it up. And so I felt a little bad for Yuta, but then again, he hasn't been bringing as much as Danny has. So hats off to Danny Garcia.
Well, I think that also raises some questions about Wheeler Yuta. And what I have wondered through all of this, whether it was putting him with Best Friends originally, if I recall correctly, and then Blackpool Combat Club, and then now Death Riders, what I have wondered through all that is it just that, like, everybody likes him backstage, so he gets in these things and they go, well, you're not terrible, because he's not.
No.
But you're also not a main event level player, so you're just kind of gonna be in the background with these groups, and maybe we'll let you get on the mic a little bit, and when you do, it won't be terrible, but it also won't be the greatest thing you've ever heard, and when you get in the matches, it won't be bad, but it's also not gonna blow you away. Like, it makes me wonder that.
Yeah, the big thing of his was his betrayal of Daniel Bryan, right? Bryan Danielson. What's he called here? I don't even remember. Bryan Danielson?
Bryan Danielson, but to be fair, I only stopped calling him Daniel Bryan like maybe 6 months ago.
That's fair. That is fair. But that was the big, and you're like, all right, here we go. And then it just didn't happen. And I think you nailed it on the head a week or two ago. They need someone to eat the pins in Death Riders in Blackpool Combat Club. So welcome aboard, Wheeler Yuta.
Yeah, he's going to eat the pin. More often than not, when I see him in a match, I'm like, so he's going to eat the pin.
100%.
Yep. I don't get it. Again, all of these are building blocks to the episode we'll do whenever this finally breaks up, of me on my soapbox of why I have not enjoyed the Death Riders.
No, I get it. Yep.
This is all part of it. After that, Jack Perry versus Okada. I wrote down precisely 2 words. Holy shit.
I was curious. Solid match, man. Yeah.
That was a banger, dude.
So good. So good.
That was an absolute banger. And they were incredible together, I thought. It was, I don't know what else to say other than that was a straight up banger.
Like you said, this card was freaking stacked, and it did not disappoint with those two in the ring. Jack Perry comes in, down a match, not able to make up any of those 3 points.
Yep.
And comes in and makes a hell of a showing against, as they keep saying, the best tournament wrestler in the game. And does great. But I do love how they keep repeating that, and Okada keeps doing those little subtle things that just plays into it. And it's so smartly done. He's doing such a good job with this best tournament wrestler gig. And I really enjoyed the match. I thought Perry looked great. You knew the Don Callis thing was going to happen at the end by how he's hyping him up. And I enjoyed that. And that match was just so solid, so good. And I liked the ending.
I agree. It was my match of the night until we got to a later one.
Okay.
Which surprised me, because I was like, it's going to be hard to top that.
Yep.
Speaking of the Don Callis promo there that you touched on, I'm with you. I thought, of course, we knew that was coming. Look, at this point, Don is just going to try and recruit pretty much anybody, but especially people that can help kind of stick it to the elite, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
What I really liked about that was him Don Callis offering the money. I think that's a smart way to use that money from that money match.
Yep. And the only The only caveat to that is we have another $1 million match coming up in Wales.
But when we'll get to that.
But it makes sense.
It does. And we'll just talk about it now. It's fine. It fills out a little bit more later in the show because I actually wrote down just make the match already. And then they do later in the show. And we can talk a little bit more about it when we get to that. But I think this is a smart use of the money. Oh, yeah. 100%. I think if you're going to do these money matches, which to this point have meant literally nothing until now, I think it's a smart use of that to give a little bit more, kind of that visual of there is a prize here that they're fighting for rather than just they hate each other. Right. We know that's really what it is, that they hate each other. But at least now you've got a visual that somebody can hold up at the end or whatever, right? Exactly. Especially with the Bucks attached to that money. And yeah, you knew. But what I really enjoyed about that was there was a moment when I thought they aren't going to break up Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus already again. But I really loved when Jack just said, looks like I'm going to bite off more than I can chew again, and just went ham and just did, respect, because that's a solid move. I really like that. I like this new weird combo of scapegoat Jack Perry and the old Jungle Boy Jack Perry. I think this is a better balance for him, and I like seeing that. I agree. I wondered what a face turn was going to look like for him after what I thought was a really good heel run. I liked the scapegoat thing. And I think they found it. I think they found exactly what it needed to look like, of this little bit of hybrid of both. I like that. Up until now, the scapegoat was my favorite Jack Perry. Yeah, I agree. After that, Briscoe promo comes next, which of course was good because it's Mark Briscoe. Speaking of Wheeler Yuta, I did write down, well, I guess it's nice that they did something with him where he got to talk for a little bit. Yep. And then immediately got outshined by everybody else on the microphone. Yeah. And I don't know why you have him do that, because we know Danny Garcia is going to get on the mic there. And even Shivani said, I recognize that whiny voice anywhere. I'm like, man, you're not doing Yuta any favors. Come on. Well, now I know part of that is Tony is the babyface announcer, although I would argue all three of them are, but like Tony is supposed to be that guy, right? As evidenced by the easiest way to get heat is for them to threaten him. Yeah. Yeah. So I get what he was doing there. He's putting the heel over as a scumbag. Like, he's doing his job. I get that. I do. Yeah. Yeah. It doesn't do any favors for a guy who to this point has been there. Yep. But that's all I can say. Yeah. Yeah. He's been struggling. He's one of those that haven't found their footing yet of who he is. I mean, I see what you're saying. I don't even think he's been struggling. I just think there's nothing for him to do. Like, he keeps getting connected to these groups. And this is kind of one of my issues. I think we talked about it a little bit before. That was when we weren't recording. I don't remember. But this is kind of one of my issues with the AEW factions, particularly the heel factions. Okay. To my mind, if you're going to be this group of bad dudes, shouldn't you be chasing every title? Yes. And shouldn't you be just picking fights left and right? And they don't do that. No. And you end up with all these people that are attached to the group but are kind of on the periphery of it. And I know with the Don Callis family right now, some of that's the point. Yeah. Because I'm not entirely I'm there's like a 60-40 chance in my mind that the reason they're doing this is it's Tony Khan sticking it to Eric Bischoff and making fun of how bloated the NWO got. That could be. That's actually pretty funny if that's what's going on. I like it. Because they don't like each other. That's okay. Yeah. And I think they're doing the Don Callis bloat on purpose. But like with the Death Riders stuff, until getting teamed up with Megan Bain, and we talked about this before, Marina Shafir was pointless. Yeah. She was a not China for Mox. And she just carried that briefcase around And that was it. And I'm like, okay, I'm not quite sure why she's there. I've never been sure why Wheeler Yuta's there. And now we're kind of into the Death Rider breakup episode, even though it hasn't happened yet. But so spoiler alert.
Yeah. We can shelve those thoughts because I have more. So
believe me, I got plenty.
I know you do. So yeah, we can shelve that.
Yeah.
We can shelve that for another time.
So after that, we got what you were alluding to, that it sure looks like Sisters of Sin are going to be first up for the tag belts.
Well, they definitely jumped the line by beating the living daylights out of them in the back.
And like we've been saying all along, I have no problem with that.
Nope. It's the way it should be.
No problem with it whatsoever. Yeah. I like the Megan Bain, Marina Shafir team. I don't think that should go away. But I have no problem with Sisters of Sin jumping the line here and doing that.
Absolutely. And we're getting that three-way tag without a doubt with all the champs on one side against the Sisters of Sin or whatever they're called. That's happening.
Yeah. I could see, I kind of hope they don't do this because I think it would be slightly overbooking it, but I could see an 8-woman tag with Jamie Hayter in there as well. And then, I don't know, insert heel here, probably Megan Bain, but.
Yeah. Well, definitely, I think coming up, because it's, boy, my brain just went sideways. It's
I saw it happen.
Wow. Jamie Hayter is going for the title in Manchester, right?
I believe so, yeah.
So I can't imagine that Tekla or the rest of the Sisters of Sin are not going to have some say in that match, whether they interfere during or afterwards. They're definitely going to make a showing, without a doubt.
Yeah, I would agree with that. So we'll see what happens there. But again, I'm good with Sisters of Sin being first up for the tag belts. I like it. Then Hangman and Swerve versus the Ops.
Woo.
How many times did Swerve staple that random dude?
He lit him up. Like, there's no way that guy's getting through airport security in a metal detector.
No, like, I'm sitting there going, I think he just put like 20 staples into that man's kidney.
Yeah, he is. That dude is leaking like just a bad. What are those? Yeah. It doesn't matter. That dude's leaking from every orbit. I couldn't think of the name of the thing again. There's a thing, the thing, the thing with the thing, and it's got the sticky thing, the straw thing. You got a pouchy thing, and you do it all pop, 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 and it doesn't go in, and the kids drink it. You know what I'm saying?
Capri Sun?
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah.
Okay.
He was leaking like a bad Capri Sun. We'll edit that in post. We don't edit this thing.
No, that's that might be the first thing that I clip to put on social media.
You're welcome.
That may have been the greatest analogy in the history of analogies.
Thank you. I think what I was trying to say is he stuck him a lot. That's what I was trying to say.
He very much did. But other than that, I think your initial reaction was correct because who, buddy?
Yeah. So good. And again, this is a personal nitpick, and I am nitpicking. The Hangman Swerve stare in the middle, guys, we don't need that. We understand where you're both coming from. We don't need the stare. We don't need to feed. We get that there's fuel to that fire. For me personally, I didn't need that distraction in what they were doing. Let them do their task. Let them beat ass and then move on. Okay, we get that they're gonna tussle. We get it. That to me was just that, but that's just me. That's me nitpicking, very much so.
Yeah, I didn't have a problem with it, and I think the biggest reason why I didn't have a problem with it is I understand that the story at this point is we still don't like each other, but we begrudgingly respect each other because we've, pushed each other further than you could go, right?
Yeah.
And I also understand that the non-kayfabe of it is they're trying to protect that rivalry because we're going back to it.
Oh, yeah. And they should.
Yeah, I mean, this is Rock Austin. Mm-hmm. It just is. So I get that. I don't have a huge problem with it. I mean, my thought watching it was Hangman's nonverbals, the stuff he does with his face, is really good.
Yeah. Plus, getting the beer at the bar was another tip of the hat. I like that a lot.
I enjoyed that a lot. Yeah, I enjoyed that. I also enjoyed that he left the fan hanging after he high-fived the bartender.
I know. I had a weird flashback for some reason. I don't know why. Yeah.
I thought you might. I thought you might.
Yeah, felt weird.
But so I get why they did it. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying I don't understand what you're saying there, Doug, and I get where you're coming from. I didn't have a problem with it. The thing to me that's almost weird, I guess, is that for as much as I love the Hangman Swerve rivalry, and I do, I might love them as a team better.
Oh, I think they should definitely be a team. Like, it's just so obvious. And I kind of want that to, I think that's probably what, I think you hit the nail on the head. I think that's what bothers me about that weird glaring rivalry. I understand they have to have it, and I get why they have it. They both want the title. They both should have it, but you can't have both of them have it. So I get it. But at some point, I would like to see, whenever that runs its course, let those two be the tag team for a run. Let them do that.
So I think, as we fantasy book, I think what's going to happen is, right now, my guess is Joe drops back to Hangman at World's End.
That could happen, yeah.
And then I think we're going to get Hangman Swerve again.
Oh, yes. The minute Swerve is getting the next shot, regardless of who is holding the belt after that.
Here's where I'm going to put one wrinkle into that.
Okay.
There is a guy that we know is coming back who has a contract that he hasn't cashed in yet.
Yes. And I think I was going to bring that up because I think unless I'm wrong, my gut tells me he's could be coming back for the Dynamite Diamond ring again.
I think so too. And if they add a stipulation in there that somehow, I hope they don't do this because this would be real bad. But if they add some sort of stipulation in there that it like vaults you, it's not going to put you in the main event at World's End. In fact, are they doing it at World's End?
I want to say I think so. I think so.
Here's why I laugh. I've not paid any attention to the Diamond Ring because every year that they do it, I'm like, I don't really care, and I assume MJF is going to win it.
Right.
And there's whatever.
Well, and it only stuck because I think it was one of the last things they said. So I want to say it is happening at World's End. I think. Okay,
so if it does, if we have that right, and could I Google it sitting at a computer right now? I could, but I'm not gonna.
There's no way there's no way on earth we could possibly know that detail. No way.
That's true. You can only find out in the moment, and the moment is gone.
Yep. Bye-bye.
But if they do it at World's End, my guess is that they might add a stipulation to it of like, you get to challenge on whatever the next, Winter Is Coming level Dynamite is, because they'll probably do another one in January. Would be my guess. In fact, I think they might even have like a New Year's Revolution type name in there, but I might be making that up.
Excuse me.
Somebody must have driven past my house or something because my puppy was yelling.
I thought maybe that was me.
So my 11-month-old puppy, who is deaf, when she gets startled by a car going by, everyone must know about it.
That makes sense.
This is one part we might edit out.
Not unlike me. Whenever a car goes by the drive, I have to yell at my wife, "Honey, did you see
somebody out there?
Did you see what was happening out there? There was a car. There was a guy in it."
I don't care for it. The last thing I'll say about the Hangman Swerve and the Ops match that I wrote down here is, and this is where I thought you were going with the nitpick, there's a production issue again.
Oh!
You know what I'm going to say, right?
100%.
They cut away when Hobbs comes charging out of the corner at the actual start of the match. They cut away to show Swerve next to a Papa John's box, which you could have waited till Powerhouse hits the move and then shown him laid out there.
Yeah,
they had instead, we got to watch Hangman get wrecked on the replay.
On the picture-in-picture, yeah. Stupid. Made me so angry. So angry.
They got to get that together. And the thing is, it's one thing if you cut away before he launches out of the corner and it's like, oops.
He's
know that
on
was
his
coming, or
way.
we just biffed it.
And you could see
he's like halfway across the ring when they cut.
And the thing that bothers me is you didn't know because you didn't see it. You only saw you didn't know if Hangman got out of the way and he hit the ref because it looked like they were setting that move up too, but that didn't happen. But we had to wait to see the replay to 100% find out. Yeah. So frustrating.
That was bad.
That's not
clean that stuff up.
See, that's not nitpicking. That's just common sense. Common sense there, my friend.
They got to clean that up.
Yeah,
other than that, it was a good match.
That was garbage.
We talked about this a little bit already. What?
That was garbage. Way to go. Production team.
The match was good.
No, the match was great, but that prod team is garbage. I don't know what I'm saying. I just want to say wrong. I want to say that more, that's all. Anyway, what?
I don't know what is happening tonight, but it's either really good or really bad.
Yep.
So we talked about it already a little bit. We get the Don Callis promo again where they make it official for the match so we can erase my previous line of just making a match already. Like I said, I think it's a good use of the money. I don't have a problem with that. I also liked Luchasaurus later. I guess I'm jumping ahead a little bit.
No, I mean, it all ties in.
This all together because why not? I liked Luchasaurus and the Bucks part of it. Pointing to the Kenny locker room, we all knew it was going to be Omega. Come on. I liked Omega's line of "I'd do it for free." Okay, cool. Let's make the match. Let's go. Good.
Yeah, I mean, it made the most sense. I'm all in. Let's make that happen. Great. Yeah, love it.
And the thing I like about it is, although they're doing it in Manchester, aren't they?
Yeah, next week.
Okay, see, this is another one of those things where I have to stop and go, why? So here, I'm going to nitpick again.
Okay.
But I don't know how nitpicky this is. We're what? Let me pull up my calendar here real quick. We are, as of right now, little over 2 weeks away from World's End.
Yes.
Tell me one match on the card that isn't the World Championship match. I'll hang up and listen.
Let me think. I'm pretty sure the Workhorsemen are taking on Dark Order.
Big Boom AJ.
Yeah, Big Boom AJ. Boom and Doom are taking on the Workhorsemen again.
The Acclaimed will end up on the pre-show again.
Yeah, it's taking on RPG Vice so that they can all four get counted out and no one's going to get to win on that one.
Yeah.
I don't know. I assume we're going to see the women's tag champions defending is my assumption. I assume that's where Mercedes is going to make her reappearance in the ring would be my assumption.
And I know we'll get the Continental Classic stuff. I believe both the semifinal and the final are there.
Right. So I think, so we kind of know, but we don't. But unfortunately, this is how it goes with AEW. But here, and I know a lot of people complain about it, but their pay-per-views are so good. So good.
Oh, yeah. There have been more than a few times that I've bought one and I went, I don't know what else is on the card, but I know the main event and I'm so invested in the main event that I don't care.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And that's part of why I throw that money though, too, is I know the rest of the show is going to be good. Even if I don't know what the card is, like I could pre-order World's End right now because I know I'm going to buy it. And it's not just because we do this show.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah. It's going to be good.
It's going to be good. Mm-hmm. It is. It's going to be good. I'm kicking around going since it's not that far from us.
Okay. Let me know.
I don't trust the weather.
Yeah, no.
That's my problem with it.
Yeah, I'm you know what? I've already considered it and rejected it. I'm staying home.
Okay. All right.
Well. Unless you decide to go and then I might go.
Well, yeah. A buddy of my friend Mike texted me earlier today and he's like, hey, are we going? Because we usually go when they're up there because we live about 2.5 hours south. And I was like, I don't know, man, the weather, and it's right after Christmas. And like, I don't know how much money I'm going to have. I was like, I don't know.
All that's true.
Unless you really want to go, then we could go. Yeah.
Right.
So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I'll hang up and
go. We may not.
I'll hang up and wait for my answer.
You're going to be waiting for a little bit. He and I landed on we're going to procrastinate for 2 weeks and then make a decision.
Oh, love it. Cool.
Yeah.
Speaking of procrastinating, woo, that next match, if it's the one I'm thinking of, unless I've got something out of order.
Well, the only other thing in between this and that match is the Stokely promo.
Yeah, again, good use of Stokely, good use of not having FTR on the microphone.
Yeah, so that was the first thing that made me go, I think Tony Khan listens to this show.
He must. Clearly he must.
Because here I am going, he should be the only one talking for FTR, and look what happened. Mm-hmm. And then look what happens next. Speedball versus Kyle Fletcher. And this is what drove home to me. I'm like, I think Tony Khan listens, because you and I did the whole thing, and I believe it was the Full Gear episode, talking about he's fine.
Yeah.
Speedball's fine. Mm-hmm. But his ceiling is probably upper mid card. Yep. And, you know, he might get a run with, like, if he gets the TNT title, that's the ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
And holy crap.
Man.
That was the match on this card that I went, I mean, you know, they'll do the back and forth. They'll make it look good. But Fletcher's going over and there's not going to really be any drama or anything. Dude.
Yeah. I thought the drama was going to be the draw match, because they kept going and they kept going even after Fletcher broke his back on the side. Oh my God, what was happening? He almost murdered him there. Oh,
there were multiple spots in that where I wrote down, this is a more brutal match than I ever would have expected.
Yep.
They beat the piss out of each other.
When Speedball went to do that standing backflip, standing on the railing, I thought, oh my God, he's going to kill Fletcher. And then Fletcher gets up and breaks his back over it. My God, that was so brutal looking. So brutal. And his back, oh man.
Yeah, and that's going to be the standout of that match, and it should be.
That and the ending.
That and the ending. But there are so many spots that happened in that match where I was like, oh my God, you two. But here's what I love about it. And it ended up my match of the night.
Yeah.
It overtook Okada and Jack Perry.
Same.
But here's what I love about it was, I think that Tony looked at the card that he had put together and went, so this is the match that everybody's going to be like, okay, that's the bathroom break or whatever. So I'm going to make it the match of the night. I'm going to tell those guys to go right up to the time limit and give it, pull out all the stops. And oh boy, did they.
It's possible. Yeah. Because like I said, I thought that was going to be the time limit draw, and that was going to be Speedball's spoiler moment where he kind of ruins things for Fletcher, or could because of that. But to take the win in such and back and forth, and they made Speedball look like, we haven't seen it, made him look like a freaking star. Like, he stepped up. I thought the announce team did a good job of selling him. Daniel Bryan right away was like, Speedball needs to use his black belt in karate or taekwondo, whatever it is. And they made him look great. And he met the challenge. I gotta take my hat off. He met the challenge. So hats off. He was
tremendous. That match was amazing. And I think that the other reason why they had to do it was Kevin Knight has made such a star turn so far in this tournament that you better make his tag team partner look good too. Otherwise, it's like, what are you doing, dude? Why are you wasting your time here? Go be a single star.
What are you doing hanging out with Marty Jannetty?
Exactly. So I thought, really great job all around.
Yeah. That was, not only was that match of the night for me, that was also the surprise of the night for me.
Oh,
without a doubt.
By far. Yeah. That was, because I wasn't that surprised at Babes of Wrath winning.
No.
I was shocked that Speedball went over.
Yep. Like I said, I was 100% convinced. I'm like, because they kept saying, we're almost out of time. And I was convinced it was going to be back and forth and flip and pin and 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, time, done. Hats again, Speedball Mike Bailey. You won me over tonight. Let's see if we can keep that momentum going, because that was amazing.
I agree. And that's the third reason that I think Tony Khan listens to the show, is because I said, there will be a draw in the tournament. There always is. And he's teasing the draw, but it hasn't happened yet. And I think he's doing it all to stick it just to me. And if so, I respect it.
As do I. By the way, Tony Khan, if Blue Chew doesn't come through, AEW can sponsor this podcast. We're okay with that.
Brought to you by the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yes. Thank you. We can do that. We'll be down.
Like soccer. We could be sponsored by Fulham. That's fine.
We can do that too. That's the round ball kicky thing, right?
Yeah, that's the football where they use their feet. Says the guy that played American football. So.
Gotcha. Go sports.
Doug is sports.
Damn right.
After that, we get the Hangman interview. Short, sweet, to the point, no problem with it. Here's why I really liked it, though. One of my issues with AEW for a while has been any champion, for the most part, loses, and it's just like, okay, I guess I'll just go to the back of the line now. And that has always bothered me. Yeah. It has bothered me that a dude like Chris Jericho never went for the title again.
Yeah.
It has bothered me that, until MJF started talking about, like, that's my belt and I want it back. Like, we really haven't had a lot of the champions go, no, I think I'll be taking that back now.
Right. Yeah.
And I think they've left a lot of money on the table not running some of these back.
Mm-hmm. And
so for Hangman to go, I don't care who wins, I'm coming for my belt. Okay, thank you. I'm glad we're finally doing that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great. And it is so in character for Hangman to say that. So I'm glad he's keeping true and moving forward with that. That was really encouraging. So I like that.
Yep. Buck's backstage promo and stuff we already talked about. So that brings us to the main event of Joe versus Eddie.
Solid and exactly what I thought.
Yeah, I agree. I thought Eddie actually looked a little bit better than I thought he would. He got a little bit more offense in and some different offense than we usually see from him, I thought.
Did a cutter. Didn't anticipate that.
I didn't either. And I thought I really thought he was going to kill Joe on that exploder. I didn't think he was going to get him over.
I thought he might have killed himself because I thought Joe landed on Eddie's head.
Well,
more than anything else. But it might have just been the angle, because I was really concerned for Eddie in that move. But
my initial thought was he wasn't going to get him over, and so I don't think I processed Joe probably landing on Eddie's head, but I don't think you're wrong.
But when they showed the other angle, it did look like Joe landed on his own head and neck, and it didn't look good for anybody. But that was one of the better 1-2-oohs of the night, because it wasn't even a 1-2-ooh. It was Joe rolling out of the ring, and I thought that, again, I think they did a really good job. I think Eddie did a really good job. He looked, like you said, better than he's looked in a while, got a lot of offense in, and looked credible. You didn't think he was going to win, but with Eddie, there's always that hope, and they let that go as long as they could. And then, I've got no problem with Joe winning that one. It was fine.
No, we all knew Joe was going to win.
Yep.
And I never really believed, but they came close at one point to where I was like, they're not really going to do this, are they? So,
right.
If you can get that out of me, a dude who's been watching wrestling since, the 90s for the most part, I mean, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
You did a pretty good job of storytelling if you can get me to go, wait, they're not really going to do this, are they?
Yep.
For a minute, I thought this was going to be their Mick Foley moment, right? I did. I thought for a minute, like, are they really going to do it? And this is going to be like when Mick won. And I think eventually someday they will do that with him, but I don't think we're there yet.
They kind of had that moment with him when, was it the Intercontinental, whatever it was?
Yeah.
They kind of had that moment with him then. I love Eddie. I don't see him ever winning the world title.
Well, it's like I said last week. I think that at some point they may put the belt on him purely for the fan service, but I don't think it'll be a long run.
That's fair.
And that was kind of in the back of my head that made me think, well, maybe they will do it tonight. And then he's just going to drop to Hangman at World's End and we move on.
The only reason I didn't think that was credibly going to happen was because, like we've talked, I think Joe's got the belt. A, I do think he deserves it, but B, I think when he loses it, he's kind of going to just say bye. And you don't want that ping-ponging back and forth. You want him to go. I think Tony wants him to go out as strong as he can. And so, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to go right off into the sunset as soon as he loses. But I do think what you're going to see happen is he's going to drop probably this month in a couple of weeks here to Hangman. I think they might try to reignite the trios titles at that point, and then eventually the ops will drop. And then at that point, you might see him right off into the sunset. But I think Joe is going to get to pick that. I think Tony's going to let him do that.
Yeah.
Like I said, the only thing that kind of percolated in my head was maybe this is their Mick Foley moment. But then I thought that would not be a great idea, because if you have Eddie be the transitional champion back to Hangman about to get booed. Because as much as we love Hangman, we love Eddie more.
Mm-hmm.
So that was what talked me out of it. But for a minute, I was like, really? Yeah. I mean, you got me to almost believe. That's pretty impressive.
I was a little surprised because there were more Samoa Joe cheers than I anticipated in that crowd.
Well, Joe is one of those guys that whether he's face or heel always gets cheered. He should. And yes. I think part of it also is people know that, like, look, Joe doesn't have a lot of time left. And I appreciated the hat tip to Cena, who, of course, is retiring on Saturday. You know, so Cena's going, Joe's not got a lot of time left. AJ Styles is saying he doesn't have a lot of time left. The Bucks are talking about, we maybe only have a couple years left. I don't know if Kenny Omega physically is going to be able to keep going for much longer.
I was just going to say
that he primarily is doing promos and not getting in the ring on Dynamite.
Yep.
So you're looking at a wrestling landscape where some of the biggest names probably not going to be doing it 5 years from now.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. Yeah.
And look, I know Jericho's going to ride it till the wheels fall off, and then he's going to keep riding it. But
I hope he's smarter than that. I really do. I hope he gets a big fat paycheck from whoever's cutting him the next check. I hope he takes the 2 to 4 year deal and then says, "See ya."
I hope so too, and probably, let's be real, he's going back. I think we've all agreed on that. He's going back to WWE, which is fine.
Yeah.
My hope is that he goes back under my hope is the deal that Triple H works out with him is we will let you do 18 to 24 months in the ring, and then you're going in the Hall of Fame and you're done.
Yep. That'd be great.
And I think that'd be fine.
Mm-hmm.
But regardless, we're looking at a world where there's a whole bunch of people that I think really led the wrestling renaissance.
Oh, without a doubt.
That are not going to be doing it for much longer. And I think a lot of what you're seeing when Joe gets that kind of pop, regardless of the fact that he's supposed to be heel, is people paying tribute to that.
The only reason I brought that up was because he was wrestling Eddie. If it would have been anyone else, that wouldn't have shocked me. I just thought Eddie, that was really my only thing. But yeah, no, I 100% get it.
And I think it just goes back to one thing that AEW, they kind of got away from it, but they kind of didn't. If you go back to that first year and the whole thing, Cody telling everybody that would listen, we're not doing the traditional face and heel stuff. You cheer who you want, you boo who you want, and it's fine. They do still do some of that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't think that anybody backstage at AEW worries when a face gets booed or a heel gets cheered. And I'm not sure that other wrestling companies would feel the same way about that.
I would agree. And I also think that AEW fans get the joke of cheering both sides.
Oh, yeah.
I think they get it, and I think it's that mutual respect. Like I said, I was just a little bit surprised because he was going up against Eddie that there was that even of a balance, but I should have known better. But yeah, that's all.
No. I get where you're coming from, and I'm not trying to, tell you you're wrong. I didn't think of it that way, and I see your point. I think whatever Joe does between now and whenever he retires, he's just going to get a pop wherever he goes, and he should.
Yep, he 100% should.
Yeah. So that's it. That's Winter Is Coming. I'll tell you this. I enjoy that Collision starts at like 2 p.m. or something for us. More of that, please. I might actually watch it now.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Because it's not that I have plans on Saturday night. It's just that, I'm going to fall asleep on the couch before it's over.
Yeah, and that's okay. That's all right. But yeah, I'm looking forward to watching Collision. That'll be a good one.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really interesting from in Cardiff, I believe.
I believe so, yeah. Yeah.
So we'll check that out, and then we'll see if we get any more build to World's End on Collision.
Come on. You know they're going to wait till the next week. Come on.
Probably.
Yeah. But I think
you never know.
I think it's safe to say we both agree match of the night, Speedball Mike Bailey. I think he was like the surprise of the night. Just
absolutely.
And the fact that he lived through all that, a third surprise of the night.
The biggest surprise of the night, yeah.
Again, very happy with this show. I thought it was really, really solid.
I guess that answers the question I was about to ask you of pouch or slouch.
Oh, I pouched more than once.
I would say pretty much through the whole show for me. That was a great show. Mm-hmm. Coming off of a weird one last week, they brought the heat tonight. I thought it was great. Job well done to everybody.
Yep, except production. Don't take your eyes off someone who's getting ready to do a power move into the corner. What are you thinking?
Yeah. One of these days, maybe they'll get that clean.
I hope so. I really do.
And that is Winter is Coming. We are on to next week. But again, if you would like and subscribe and share and do all those fun things, it would really help us out a lot. I do appreciate lots and lots of people watch our stuff, which is very cool.
Thank you.
I would, however, like it if you would just hit that subscribe button for me. That'd be great.
What did it say? Ring the bell, hit the subscribe button, something.
Yeah. Hit the bell used to be the thing.
Yeah.
I don't hear that as much anymore.
Okay.
That could also just be me not making it to the end of stuff.
We need to say it sooner then. We should lead with that. Hit the bell.
Well, we're at the end, so that didn't.
Oh. We'll fix that in post. That's how we're going to start the show. Okay, let me take that clean. Hit the bell. Got that? All right, cool.